Huckleberry Pops.
Huckleberry bomb.
From where?
Let me lick it.
Wall drugs.
Ball drugs.
And who wanted you to have them?
Mom.
Oh, come on now. We just left Custer State Park, and now we're in
The Badlands.
You know, I got home and realized that we need to explain why we're on a rooftop here in New Orleans. So I won't get into it all right now, but my father is a double transplant patient, kidneys and liver, and he has some medical complications this week that have us in New Orleans. So we're not here for anything happy. But while we were here, we wanted to keep the videos flowing. I'll likely go into more detail about Dad in another episode, but for now I just want to say that he's a fighter. We're proud of him. He has been through hell and he's not given up, and so we're here to give him some support, and hopefully everything gets back on track quickly. So here you go, a video of the Badlands in South Dakota being narrated from a rooftop in New Orleans. So we stopped for the obligatory shot at the National Park sign, and on our way in, a dark, ominous cloud was forming. We were racing against a storm to get set up in Cedar Pass Campground. We did not have reservations, and so we were taking our chances. But we were showing up midweek, and we got a spot for 2 nights. As we were setting up, the storm had rolled on in, and I think we got set up right in the nick of time.
We did. Sure did.
Yeah, I was literally putting jacks down while the trailer was being rocked back and forth.
Roll that film.
This is kind of the biggest storm I've been in.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Watching these clouds anyway.
I know, yeah, they're kind of cool, but...
They're cool, but
I know, yeah.
Dad, look at those clouds. I know.
Wow, look at the shape.
Yeah. You see that little spin right there?
Yep. Sure do.
Maybe we should get in the truck. I don't know.
Well, it only took about 10 minutes for the storm to blow through, and then we had dinner. We had dinner.
We had dinner.
We had dinner.
So the skies cleared, and we were so excited by what we had seen when we drove in. It was really spectacular. It, you know that the hills aren't as big as the Rocky Mountains. They aren't as green as this and as blue as that, but they were very unique.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were so excited to get out and explore and see things that even though the sun was going down, we went to the closest hike we could find, and that was the Windows.
We're in Badlands, and we are hiking the Window Trail.
Loving and fighting this crew of emotions, they're broken, I'm holding, but shocking. Search for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back, relax, 'cause love is blinding. Searching for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back and relax, 'cause love is blinding. Oh, oh.
Now the Windows was a really unique hike. When you get out there, it's hard to get your bearings with landmarks, and so the National Park was kind enough to put these yellow posts in place every couple of 100 feet. So, you know, you follow the yellow post. By the time you get to one, if you scan around, you can find the next one. So we had a really good time hiking around there. And in fact, we stayed out until the sun was setting, and we had a little bit of a walk to get back, and we were worried about getting caught in the dark.
And we heard coyotes.
Yeah, that was kind of an eerie sound when the sun was starting to set in the middle of the desert there.
You can be fooled into thinking that they're circling around you, waiting for the sun to go down.
Yeah.
It's a strange world we live in. 'Cause all we want is loving, searching for things unspoken. We can't hold this talking.
It's a strange world we live in. All we want is loving, searching for things unspoken. We can't hold this talking.
The next day, we planned to drive the long drive through the park. It's not that long. Maybe if you drove it straight through without stopping, it's probably a half hour. But we didn't drive straight through. We stopped at about everything we could stop at. And one of the first stops, remember we stopped at that one spot and set up the tripod? We had a cheaper tripod and the wind took it over,
Yep.
crashed the camera. And then our next stop, they had these little trails that wound out into the Badlands, but you were up pretty high on the middle of the, what do you call those things? Hills, I guess. So we walked out on the edge of these hills, and the wind was blowing even more than it is here today. And it was a little spooky to walk out. Sometimes that wind gets to kicking enough, you feel like it might take you off the hill.
Of the future
It's hopeless,
in this battle.
and we're losing and searching for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back, relax, 'cause love is blinding. Searching for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back and relax, 'cause love is blinding.
All right, see if you'll die, go.
Oh, his tail. Yep.
It's a strange world we live in. All we want is loving, searching for things unspoken. We can't hold this talking.
Stick to the trail.
Their brain size doesn't keep up.
Don't
Their brain size is only about the size of an orange.
off the back. Going in a circle, lost, no going back.
Rolling Ragu may be becoming famous for our trademark picnics. Not that we have a lot of options in the Badlands. If you're traveling through the Badlands, you know, you can go into Wall Drug or have food with you. So we stopped and had a picnic. It was a neat little spot, had some shade. It was hot today. And the boys got to climb around on the hills a little bit. There were a few, what were they? Goats.
Bighorn sheep.
Bighorn sheep. There were a few bighorn sheep around us, and so the boys climbed the hills trying to see if they could get closer to the bighorn sheep.
Searching for things unspoken. We can't hold this talking.
After our picnic, we headed back towards Cedar Pass Campground, and on the way home, we saw a big commotion on the side of the road, and there were dozens of cars pulled over watching prairie dogs, and we were happy to find that when we actually stopped, there were more than prairie dogs there.
There were also baby owls.
Owls, yeah.
Everywhere.
Baby
They're so
little
cute.
I guess,
owls.
what are they, ground owls?
Yeah, they live in prairie dogs' nests and burrows.
Yeah, so the mama owl was taking the babies out, and it looked like they were kind of maybe learning to fly a little bit, or mom was teaching them something. We thought that the Badlands was going to be a 2-day stop, and in reality, by the end of the second day, we knew we wanted a little bit more time here. And so I scrambled a bit to get to the office in time, and we were able to secure a third night. We had to move sites. That happens often if you don't have reservations. So we packed up the picked up the jacks, towed the trailer over to the new site, and got a third day in the park. We were really happy that we got this third day in the park, because without it, we wouldn't have hiked the Notches. And the Notches is marked as I think moderate, maybe a slightly on the high side of moderate. It really wasn't that bad, but there was one challenging feature in the Notches.
It was the ladder.
Yeah, they have a ladder made of logs that goes up, it's kind of a gradual curve as it goes up the hill. Towards the top third of the hill, it gets pretty vertical, and I guess if you were to lose your grip or something,
You would get
That
hurt.
would not be good.
yeah, it might not be good.
Now, in this next clip, you will get to see me not using my thumbs yet again.
Owen is learning to use his hands. He's only 13, so we're working on it. But we have time after time. In fact, here's a clip of Owen going up another ladder in Mesa Verde in a different season, and look at the technique of the thumb.
There you go.
You got it, O. Just concentrate, buddy. Keep concentrating.
Just lean forward. You're fine. Good job. Take a breath. Get on here.
Use your thumbs, Owen.
Good job, babe. So this is the one at the top of the rock. There's others. You couldn't
Not
get,
as bad
no,
as
she
this
couldn't
one.
get the escalator even to the top of the
Awesome.
Dad.
Yeah, it doesn't give parents the warm fuzzies when your child is hanging 100 feet off the ground. What God didn't give them in thumbs, He gave them in humor. What you got to say about this trail? Long? It took 10 minutes.
Tiring. Hot. Don't go in Badlands unless you're in the morning or at night. Otherwise, you'll be baked.
Ethan, you can do it that way.
So with all the hiking done, I would say the Windows is really easy. It's a top-notch hike if you are looking for something easy to just go out and get a taste of the Badlands without much effort. Really nice at sunset or sunrise. And if you're looking for a bit more of a challenge, don't be afraid of the notches. Yeah, don't be afraid of the notches. It's a bit challenging. It's not overly long. I think the whole thing wasn't but about 2 miles, and we did it in the hottest part of the day, in the hottest part of the summer.
Bring water, that's for sure.
Yeah, bring lots of water, but certainly don't shy away from it. It is a bit of a challenge, but it was worth it.
Hold on to your hat.
Yeah, Ethan.
Yeah, we lost a
Mardi Gras hat.
A loved Mardi Gras hat was lost on the notches. So if anybody finds it, contact us in the messages below, and we'll get you an address. So after the hike, we saw that there were some ranger programs going on back near the campground at the visitor center, which is a really nice visitor center. And the boys got involved in, was it a solar?
It was a solar event or something. Something with like rockets, glowing sun beads, and glasses.
At the sun.
They learned a lot.
Looking at the sun, yes.
Yeah.
Through telescopes.
Like that one up there.
And they've got to build their very own rockets that were powered by air.
Feet
and air. And a 2-liter Coke bottle.
Yes.
Okay, I think you're ready.
1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Look out if you see a video at the visitor center, because it might be me.
Yeah, they came out and filmed Ethan's rocket to make part of their marketing package or something. We've never checked. Maybe he was on it, maybe he wasn't. But if you recognize this face,
this unnatural, uneven face.
Be nice, we're on camera.
I know.
Let us know.
Of the future
It's so bliss,
in this battle.
and we're losing. And searching for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back, relax, 'cause love is blinding. Searching for affection, but searching isn't finding.
We went to a store where they had prairie dogs. They sold peanuts to feed to the prairie dogs. And they had a large prairie dog at the front entrance. And we fed prairie dogs peanuts. And I touched a prairie dog's chin that day.
Yeah, the prairie dogs were friendly enough. They got close to you, but
Yeah.
it's not like they were hungry for peanuts. I guess they have tourists shoving peanuts at them 24/7 all day. I don't think peanuts are special anymore. No.
Stick to the trail. No, don't go off the path. Going in a circle, lost, no going back. Lost and we're not
That's it for the
going.
Badlands.
See us next time at the Minuteman Missile Silo.
Say that fast 3 times.
Minuteman Missile Silo. Minuteman Missile Silo. Minuteman.
It's a strange world we live in. All we want is loving, searching for things unspoken. We can't hold this token.